A lot of Black, brown, queer content creators are really depressed right now. And I think that says a lot, especially when capitalism and creativity are living in the same lane. Let's talk about it. So, I kind of have taken a passenger seat, a passenger princess, if you will, seat to watching other people's content instead of making my own content. And I'm starting to see that there's a pattern, and there's a pattern that also exists in myself and was stopping me from creating content, which is the fact that we, as people of color, as people who are queer, as people who are women, femme presenting, however you want to describe us, marginalized, global majority, we all have the very same thing, is that we exist in a world where resources are scarce, and resources aren't always money. Sometimes it's follower accounts, sometimes it's just acknowledgement, sometimes it's the reposting, the shout outs, the whatever it is that actually keeps you going. To live in a society where you have to create and it feels like no one is watching is exhausting. And in addition to that, it makes you a target. It makes you a target for other brands who can then take what you're doing and use it for their gain and not yours. So, those are some of the things that I see happening very often. And I see there's this like, I'm depressed, I'm sad. And, you know, I didn't want to be one of those people who came on the internet and said that. I didn't want to be one of the people who came on here and also told you like I'm really struggling too. Because also I feel a afraid speaking into a void where nobody would listen, but also being heard is just as scary as to not be heard. And also this is Pride Month. Like this is my time as a queer content creator, as a Black content creator. This is Juneteenth. Like I should be in a celebratory mood, and I'm not. I am not. And it's not the external sources, it's me. I don't feel great. I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't feel like the stuff that I'm making is ready for people to smell and to be seen. And that's really frustrating, especially when, and I want to be really honest about this, like I've, I wish I had help. I wish I had resources. I wish I had mentors. I wish I had another person some days that could smell the things that I'm making and give me advice. It's one thing to have like friends and family members tell you like you're doing good, but it's different when somebody who is in the same exact lane as you is able to smell and validate what it is that you're doing. And this is what I mean by resources. Resources also looks like, from my standpoint of learning perfumery, having access to materials. It's one thing to say you need to learn how to make an accord, but it's another to be able to afford the materials for the accord. It's very easy to say that something is simple, but simple is not simple when you exist in a world where, like I said, resources is what's trumping your ability and creativity. So it's been hard. And I watched this really good video the other day. I think it might have been on YouTube or wherever. Because honestly, like when I tell you, like I am a social media lover. Like I love YouTube, I love TikTok, I love like watching videos, motivational speaking, all of that stuff. And it's also why I bought this book, because I'm about to be in my Dochi era. Listen, if you know, you know. This is the book. This is the book that I feel like is going to really propel me to where I feel like I need to be, because I need some of that journaling and reading and some of those daily devotions every day. But I think I just want to wrap this up by saying, um, for my other fellow content creators who are not feeling 100% right now, give yourself 10. Okay. Give yourself 10. Know that you're allowed to be in a world and be creative and take your time to be creative, even if it feels like the world is rushing you. Just know that greatness does take time, and nothing that happens is by accident. And I even want to use myself as an example. I think trying to launch before I was ready, I fell flat on my face, not once, but twice. But then I also think, I fell flat on my face of an audience of hundreds versus audience of thousands versus an audience of millions. It's different to fail in front of a small audience and you can learn from it versus feel like you failed in front of a bigger audience and people feel like you've let them down. So it's okay right now, especially while you're small, especially while you feel like you're a nobody. Great. A nobody is the opportunity for you to become the exact person that you believe that you are, just in front of a smaller audience. I think I'd rather the smaller audience right now, but I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling and maybe I have just too much to say and too much that I'm thinking of all at the same time. But I'm going to be okay. I think y'all will be okay. And oh, now I remember what I was going to say before I went on my little ramble. But speak from a place of scars versus the moment of like being in it. That wasn't the direct quote, but that was basically the gist of what the person was saying, is that it's better in a world of business and content creation or whatever to speak from a space of this is what I went through and here's how I got through it versus I'm still in the mud. And right now, if I'm really honest, I'm somewhere still in the mud, but I'm kind of drying myself off and getting my feet back onto solid land. And you will too. And you will be there very, very soon. And I say that the same for myself. So if you are like me and you're a creative, you're an artist, you're someone who does something creative, you make music, whatever it is, just think like maybe your solo album flopped. Maybe that mixtape didn't get heard by everybody, but just know when the album comes, the album is going to be tea. I'm rooting for you. Bye, y'all.